change. Okay, so they have effected change through Kabla Ovid and the hotline, they call it. That's the the workers' rights organizations. So in that sense, there were changes to protect and appeal to a certain sector of Israeli society and lawmakers, the Knesset, to change those laws. So in one sense, there are now more protections, but at the same time, there's also the conditions of debt peonage. In order to even be placed in Israel, they have debt here in the Philippines and debt over there with the manpower agencies. So it actually takes 2 years for them to work off the debt, but they can only stay for 4 years. And then also Filipinos want their families to be with them. So it creates a certain cycle of legal and illegal, et cetera, et cetera. So it continues in that sense. Hi.
Hi. My question is regarding how you said, right, that paper dolls performance was not well received in Israel. So why is it that they still continue to show it in
okay. Let me revise that. I didn't say that Paper Dolls was not. The film said the Paper Dolls was not received well in TLV, which is just a club, one club. The Paper Dolls only performed actually for the Filipino community within their their venues. The Paper Dolls are no more. That's pretty much when they left for London. When the main leaders left for London, that was it. And so they started in 1996, they ended in 2006 or 2005, whenever the filming was stopped. So they were very well received in the Filipino community. People would pay lots of money to see them perform, okay, among Filipinos, but not among Israelis necessarily. But again, that's only one instance that they performed for Israelis, a predominantly Israeli audience. Right, so it's not as if Paper Dolls were always performing for Israelis. No, they were performing for Filipinos, and they were very popular with Filipinos. And they are no more precisely because the group left, to London. Why did they keep performing in London? What is interesting to me is not why they're performing. I think people performance is a facet of expression. But what's interesting to me is they named themselves Paper Dolls of Israel. Now that's the interesting part, not the Paper Dolls. Paper Dolls is also borrowed from a 1950s group or something. They were just revived that name as well, actually. But Paper Dolls from Israel, their identification with a place that they didn't necessarily feel at home at, but yet they are marked by that place. And I think it's that marking which I think creates a special a different diasporic subjectivity that's particular. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a certain form of failure in this queer kind of pocket of Western space. In terms of the acceptance, so to speak, of the diaspora, how is this fundamental form of address working as a failure and as a possibility in different contexts?
Yeah, the question was, why is the same performance actually have different results? One fails in TLD, as you observed, and also, but yes, it's quite a success in the Filipino community. It obviously is about who's speaking to whom. Same speaker, different audience. And therefore, the intent and even the lexicon of the visuality is no longer caught, or no longer understood by Israelis, but certainly understood by Filipinos, right, in the diaspora community, that is. Right? So obviously there were several elements that changed. Number one, the audience changed. And number two, the props changed. All of a sudden they were geishas. Why? That doesn't register in the Filipino diaspora community. What's the point? No, what registers is actually when I saw some other things. One of the original Paper Dolls was named Victoria, of course, Victoria, and of course she was very popular for performing Tina Turner. That works, okay? Geishas don't work unless you're doing it something else, So yeah, so the elements that change absolutely in the form of address that then fail to create a community.
Last question.
Meron ba dito sa likod ba? No. Yung last question nasa middle yata.
Yeah, we have the drone attack.
Yes, sir.
Where do you go as trustee